One of the songs I think is very powerful on your new record, Man of Your Word. The lyrics about that.
Yeah.
7 years you said.
Cardi B's new record hides a track that lands like a grenade. From the very first bar of Man of Your Word, she doesn't just perform, she delivers a verdict. After 7 years away, the album reads like a file of everything she's been holding on to. And this song feels like the page you can't stop turning. When she spits, "Got my baby daddy acting like baby mama," it's not a throwaway flex. It's a provocation that made listeners pause midstream. People rewound the bar, argued about delivery, and clipped it into 100 reaction videos. Is she calling out disrespect, reclaiming power, or pointing at a mess that only she can name? The beat helps. Cold, clean percussion that gives her lines room to cut. She softens once, an almost confession, then snaps back. The contrast making the line hit harder. That push and pull, bluntness paired with a sliver of vulnerability, is why the clip spread so fast. Social feeds filled with threads trying to read motive and timeline. But the real shock is how she turned private friction into public art. This isn't tabloid theater dressed up as music. It's a woman choosing the mic as a place to tell her side on her terms, wondering why she chose this moment. The album's arc answers that. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We're unpacking this line bar by bar. What comes next will change how you hear the whole record.
One of the songs I think is very powerful on your new record, Man of Your Word. The lyrics about that.
Yeah.
7 years you said, I admit it wasn't all bad. Skeletons in my closet too. As a wife, I should have realized when you were hurt, but instead I put my music first. But I really do wish you the best. Continue being a winner. If I had one wish, I wish you would have been a man of your word.
Yeah, well, I just wish he was a better person. But it is what it is.
But
Be
now,
a better person for your kids.
The world of hip-hop thrives on drama, but every once in a while, an artist drops something that shakes the culture to its core. Cardi B's latest album, Am I the Drama, isn't just music, it's a statement. And right at the center of all that chaos sits one track that has fans, bloggers, and even industry insiders scrambling to decode its meaning. That track is Man of Your Word. From the very first listen, it's obvious this isn't a typical Cardi anthem about parties, luxury, or flexing on the competition. This one cuts deep. Cardi pulls no punches, opening the floodgates with one of the most biting lines she's ever recorded. Got my baby daddy acting like baby mama. One sentence, and suddenly the internet couldn't breathe. Social media lit up like wildfire with people clipping the line, replaying it, and throwing out theories faster than you could refresh your feed. But what makes that lyric so explosive isn't just the shade, it's the timing. Cardi has been in a roller coaster of a marriage with Offset, the Migos rapper, known as much for his hits as for his controversies. Fans know the history, public fallouts, messy reconciliations, and headlines that made the couple seem more like a reality TV series than a love story. So when Cardi decided to air out her feelings in a track like this, it wasn't just another song. It felt like an announcement. Music critics are already calling Man of Your Word a turning point. Some say it's her way of reclaiming control after years of playing defense in the tabloids. Others believe it's a warning shot, aimed directly at Offset, letting him and the world know she's done covering up the cracks in their relationship. And the truth is, that ambiguity is what makes the track so addictive. Fans can't stop debating whether it's a full-on diss track, a symbolic message, or even a setup for something bigger coming later in the album. What's undeniable is the emotional weight behind it. Cardi has always been raw and unapologetic, but this time the rawness feels heavier, more deliberate. It's less about shocking people for clout and more about exposing something real. And in today's culture, where music doubles as both entertainment and therapy, that's exactly the kind of energy that makes a song stick. But here's the thing, Man of Your Word might just be the beginning. Because if this one track has the internet spinning, wait until you see what comes next. The release of Man of Your Word didn't just stir up speculation, it cracked open a conversation that had been bubbling under the surface for years. See, Cardi and Offset's relationship has always been played out in the public eye. From extravagant proposals to messy cheating scandals splashed across headlines, their love story has been anything but quiet. And while fans were often left guessing whether the two were headed for a fairy tale ending or a full-on implosion, this track feels like Cardi finally speaking without filters. Think about the lyric again. Got my baby daddy acting like baby mama. On the surface, it's clever wordplay, but peel it back and you realize it's loaded with layers. She's flipping traditional roles, exposing how Offset's actions, whether through immaturity, inconsistency, or broken promises, left her carrying the emotional weight. For someone like Cardi, who built her brand on being outspoken and unshakable, This bar lands like a direct spotlight on her frustrations. The internet, of course, ran wild. Twitter threads broke down the line syllable by syllable, TikTok creators stitched reaction videos, and Instagram blogs churned out headline after headline. Some fans applauded her for standing up and putting her truth in the music. Others speculated this was the beginning of the end, pointing out that artists rarely air grievances like this unless something big is brewing behind the scenes. And when Cardi chose this moment, fresh off her album drop, to make that statement, it felt like timing wasn't a coincidence. What makes this even juicier is Offset's silence. In the past, he's been quick to clap back online, whether defending himself or flipping the narrative. But this time, nothing. No tweets, no Instagram lives, no cryptic captions, just silence. And in the world of celebrity relationships, silence often speaks louder than words. It leaves fans filling in the gaps, and the more they guess, the bigger the storm grows. But here's where it gets interesting. Man of Your Word doesn't exist in a vacuum. This song is part of a bigger album arc, and the tracklist itself hints at a storyline. Cardi has always been strategic. Remember, she turned Bodak Yellow into a career-launching anthem, carefully calculated to set her apart from every other rapper out there. This time, she's doing it again, but instead of targeting the industry, she's targeting the dynamics in her personal life. And that shift could mark the beginning of a new Cardi era, one that's less about shock value and more about raw truth. And trust me, if this is only track one making headlines, the deeper cuts are about to get even messier. To really understand the storm brewing around Man of Your Word, you've got to rewind and look at the history between Cardi B and Offset. Their relationship has been a whirlwind since day one, filled with highs so public they broke the internet, and lows so messy they looked like plot lines ripped from a reality show. Remember their whirlwind romance in 2017? They went from dating to engagement to marriage in what felt like a blink, captivating fans who were rooting for the ultimate hip-hop power couple. But almost as quickly as the fairy tale began, the cracks started to show. Offset's cheating scandals became headline news. There were rumors, leaked DMs, and even viral videos that fueled endless debates about whether Cardi should stay or walk away. At one point, she actually announced a breakup on Instagram, telling millions of followers that things just weren't working out. And yet, not long after, there they were, back together again, attending red carpets, collaborating on music, and projecting unity for the world to see. It became a cycle. Scandal, breakup rumors, reconciliation, repeat. That history is what gives Man of Your Word its weight. Because this isn't just another celebrity airing dirty laundry. This feels like Cardi drawing a line in the sand after years of ups and downs. The lyric isn't just a jab. It's a summary of everything she's had to carry in silence while the world speculated. And by putting it in a song, she's reclaiming the narrative on her own terms. What fans love about Cardi is her authenticity. She's never pretended to be perfect, never hidden her Bronx roots, and never shied away from letting people see her struggles alongside her wins. But this time, the authenticity feels sharper. It's not just about being real, it's about being vulnerable, even if it costs her peace at home. And that's exactly why people can't stop talking about it. The cultural impact is undeniable. Music blogs are labeling the track a warning shot. Fans are split down the middle, with some urging Cardi to cut ties for good, while others insist this is just another storm the couple will weather before making up again. And meanwhile, Offset's silence continues to fuel the speculation. Is he ignoring the noise, or is he quietly planning his own response? What's clear is that Cardi's new project isn't afraid to push boundaries. And Man of Your Word is only the opening chapter. Because once you peel back the first layer, you start to see that this album isn't just about Offset. It's about Cardi taking control of her story. If Man of Your Word felt like a warning shot, then the ripple effect it's creating across the industry is proof that Cardi knows exactly what she's doing. Hip-hop has always thrived on personal drama being turned into art, but Cardi's delivery cuts deeper because of how close to home it hits. She's not dissing a random rival or flexing about money. She's calling out the man she built a family with. And that makes every bar heavier. Behind the scenes, insiders say Offset is struggling to process the backlash. The timing couldn't be worse for him. With his solo career attempting to find stable ground after Migos split, the last thing he needs is the internet labeling him as the weak link in Cardi's story. And that's exactly what's happening. Memes are painting him as the baby mama Cardi described, gossip blogs are dragging his reputation, and fans are openly debating if his silence means guilt. But here's the twist. The silence might not be weakness. It could be strategy. Offset has been in this position before, with the world clowning him after cheating rumors surfaced years ago. Back then, he attempted grand gestures, crashing Cardi's Rolling Loud performance with flowers, for example. The public roasted him for it, and Cardi herself didn't seem impressed. This time, maybe he's choosing to play it smart, letting the storm pass before making his move. Still, the damage is undeniable. Man of Your Word isn't just a diss track, it's a cultural moment. Fans are comparing it to Beyoncé's Lemonade, where personal pain became an entire artistic movement. And when you think about it, Cardi might be taking notes from that same playbook, turning heartbreak into empowerment, transforming messy relationship drama into a story of strength. Another layer that makes this track so compelling is how it reframes the power dynamic. For years, people painted Offset as the one in control, the one who could break or fix the relationship at will. But here, Cardi flips the script. By exposing her side of the struggle, she takes back control and leaves Offset with no room to define the narrative. That kind of move doesn't just stir gossip, it shifts how fans perceive their entire marriage. And the more you listen, the clearer it becomes. Man of Your Word isn't just about Offset, it's about accountability, broken promises, and Cardi refusing to play the quiet, forgiving role anymore. But what happens when that refusal collides with Offset's pride? As the dust settles from Man of Your Word, it's obvious this isn't just another track to add to Cardi's discography. This is a statement of power, a declaration that she's no longer playing by anyone else's rules. And the reactions are proof of how potent her words are. Social media erupted within minutes, turning a single lyric into an endless debate. Some fans are cheering, calling it her coldest clapback yet, while others are worried about the long-term implications for co-parenting and the children involved. The intensity of the conversation proves Cardi struck a nerve. Offset, meanwhile, remains an enigma. His silence is deafening, and fans are reading into every post, every story, trying to guess if he's planning a counterattack. Industry insiders suggest he might already be in the studio, recording his own response track. If that's true, we could be witnessing one of the most high-profile rap feuds in years. Think of it. Two of hip-hop's biggest stars going bar for bar, turning personal heartbreak into public art. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the fans are ready for every twist. What makes this drama even more fascinating is the cultural layer. By calling Offset a baby mama, Cardi is reversing traditional gender expectations. Hip-hop has often criticized women for being dramatic or difficult co-parents, yet here, she's flipping that narrative on its head. The message is clear: women can wield their power and hold men accountable, even in high-profile relationships. That shift resonates far beyond Cardi and Offset. It challenges the industry norms and sparks conversations about power, responsibility, and respect in relationships. The track also reinforces Cardi's evolution as an artist. Early in her career, she expressed her feelings primarily through social media and interviews. The moments were raw, yes, but fleeting. Now, she channels that energy into music, permanent, memorable, and capable of shaping public perception. This move marks her maturity, the ability to confront personal pain in a medium that lasts longer than a tweet or an Instagram Live. And let's not ignore the business aspect. Cardi knows how to generate attention and convert it into streams, clicks, and media coverage. Every diss, every controversial line guarantees that Am I the Drama will dominate conversations and playlists alike. The strategic brilliance is undeniable. But beyond marketing, the track speaks to her personal journey. It's about reclaiming agency, articulating frustration, and asserting that she controls her narrative. Ultimately, Man of Your Word isn't just about settling scores. It's a declaration of self-respect, an anthem of empowerment, and a warning that Cardi B won't be silenced. On social media, in interviews, or in her music. Beyond the immediate drama, Man of Your Word represents a turning point in how Cardi B presents herself as both an artist and a public figure. For years, fans have followed the highs and lows of her relationship with Offset, witnessing public arguments, reconciliations, and controversies that seemed to repeat like a loop. But with this track, Cardi isn't just participating in that loop, she's controlling it. The lyric, "Got my baby daddy acting like baby mama," is a concise, devastating commentary on years of emotional turbulence, transforming personal frustration into artistic expression. It's raw, unapologetic, and undeniably calculated. The broader cultural impact of this move is significant. In hip-hop, the narrative has often been skewed toward male dominance in relationships and co-parenting. Men are frequently praised for maintaining composure, while women are labeled as dramatic. Cardi's lyrics subverts that narrative entirely. By assigning a traditionally feminine term of disapproval to a man, she shifts the power dynamics, sending a message that women have authority over their stories and won't be shamed for asserting it. Fans and critics alike are dissecting every nuance, debating whether this is revenge, empowerment, or simply honest expression. And in truth, it could be all three simultaneously. Meanwhile, Offset's response, or lack thereof, is adding fuel to the fire. Social media is abuzz with speculation, memes, and fan theories. Every minor post from him is scrutinized as a potential hint of retaliation. Industry insiders hint that he may be preparing a musical reply, which could turn this personal spat into a historic public rap feud. Imagine it, Cardi B versus Offset, each one using their art to assert dominance, exposing private grievances to millions of listeners worldwide. The anticipation is a storm that keeps fans glued to their screens, refreshing for updates and dissecting lyrics line by line. But the track isn't just about public attention. It reflects Cardi's growth as a mother and a woman in the public eye. She's managing a multi-layered life, parenting, performing, maintaining her brand, and navigating personal heartbreak. By placing Offset in the spotlight through her music, she asserts that she controls the narrative surrounding their family and her role in it. It's an act of empowerment that resonates with fans, particularly women who have experienced betrayal or imbalance in relationships. Finally, the timing of the track couldn't be more strategic. Released on the eve of her album, Am I the Drama? It guarantees conversation, virality, and attention. But it also guarantees legacy. Music outlives tweets, blogs, and fleeting posts. This lyric, this moment will be remembered, not just for the drama it sparked, but for the statement it made. Cardi B is a force who speaks her truth on her terms. As we arrive at the conclusion of this saga, it's clear that Man of Your Word is far more than just a diss track. It's a defining moment in Cardi B's career. Every element of the song, from the placement of lyrics to the biting phrasing, signals precision and intent. Cardi isn't simply venting, she's curating her story, ensuring that her narrative is permanent, unfiltered, and unforgettable. In an industry where media spin often distorts personal lives, this track gives Cardi the power to write her own headline. She's declaring loud and clear that she won't be silenced or misrepresented. The fan response has been nothing short of explosive. Across platforms like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, the lyric is being replayed, dissected, and turned into memes, celebrating the line, commentary threads debating its implications, and viral recreations of imagined arguments have all contributed to making this a cultural phenomenon. The debate is multifaceted. On one hand, there's the empowerment narrative, Cardi B standing up for herself, asserting agency, and demonstrating that personal hardship doesn't have to remain private. On the other hand, critics question the ethics of publicizing such intimate disputes, particularly considering the presence of children in the equation. These conversations reflect broader societal discussions about privacy, art, and the responsibilities of celebrities in sharing personal matters. Offset's silence continues to dominate attention. His reaction, or strategic lack thereof, is now part of the drama. Industry insiders speculate whether he's preparing a countertrack or considering staying quiet to protect his image. Every action he takes will be analyzed, every post examined, as the public waits for a possible escalation. This uncertainty amplifies the tension and ensures that the conversation around Cardi's track will persist for weeks, if not months. But beyond speculation, the track solidifies Cardi B's evolution as an artist. Early in her career, she was reactive, often responding through social media rants and live videos. Those moments were fleeting, disappearing into the endless scroll of online content. Now she's channeling the same energy into music, a permanent medium that immortalizes her perspective. By doing so, Cardi asserts her authority not just as a rapper, but as a storyteller, a mother, and a woman who refuses to be undermined. Ultimately, Man of Your Word is a multi-layered statement, a call-out, an empowerment anthem, and a strategic career move all at once. Cardi B has managed to turn private strife into cultural currency, amplifying her influence and challenging traditional gender norms in hip-hop. Whether the aftermath brings reconciliation, escalation, or further separation, one thing is undeniable. Cardi B has reclaimed her voice, her narrative, and her legacy. The world will remember this moment, not just as drama, but as a masterclass in controlling your story and leaving an indelible mark on music history.